All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye coming to you again with some player ratings. That's right, as promised yesterday, I'm doing some player ratings for you where I judge the Arsenal players on their performance against Brentford. So let's get going. Bernd Leno, I'm going to give a 5 to. I thought he was okay. Didn't think he was anything better than that. There wasn't anything particularly special about him. You know what? I'll give him a 6 purely on the basis that the goal that you could argue that he started it from the back, and it led to an eventual it led to an eventual second goal from us, and it was a move started by him. To me, I felt like he should have done better with the free kick. I think the free kick may have still really challenged the goalkeeper and possibly gone in anyway, but just the way he dives for it, I'm not convinced he really flung himself at that ball to stop it. Yeah, and just the effort, the pass back after 5 minutes, and I just thought, well, this is the geezer that you want to just oust Chig for. No, I'm alright. I'll stick with Chig for the time being. Just stop getting Chig to play with the ball at his feet. Other than that, the man's having a good season. But yeah, 5 out of 10 for me. Lichtsteiner, a lot better. A lot better than when I saw him last week live at the Emirates. I thought it was solid, actually. Was solid today, so, or by the time you guys watched this yesterday. So, yeah, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Mustafi, 6. Didn't think he was that good. I didn't. I think there were a lot of times, the only times where I was a little bit nervous where Mustafi was on the ball or trying to defend. On the whole, though, I weren't that impressed. So for me, 6 out of 10. Rob Holding, I thought was good. Didn't think he was spectacular, but I thought he was good. And I'd give him a 7 out of 10. Left back Monreal, gosh, I feel so sorry for him at the moment. He must be exhausted. He's just playing. We can't afford not to play him at the moment. And this is a game that he played in again. I'm glad to see that Kolasinac is, at least, he looks to be in full training at the moment, so it won't be long before at least Monreal has a little bit of a rest. But man, I feel for him at the moment. But yeah, didn't think he did a lot wrong. Got himself an assist. I'd give him a 7. Yeah, I'd give him a 7. I wouldn't give him more than that. In the middle, Guendouzi, I thought, had a really good game. Really good game today. Got himself a nice assist as well. But generally, I thought was able to play more of his natural game today, just sitting next to El Nene, because both of whom are very defensive-minded. I think El Nene sometimes structurally isn't, or positionally isn't the most disciplined. But I felt like he was today, at least more so today. And I think they have a good understanding, actually. I actually quite like the balance of El Nene and a Guendouzi together. So, yeah, I thought Guendouzi, I'd be tempted to give him an 8, to be honest. I thought it was a good performance. El Nene, I'll give him a 7. I thought it was, again, a good performance. Nothing overly spectacular. Was just solid. And that's what I like from El Nene. Generally, you get a solid piece of work out of him, and this was that. So, yeah, 7 out of 10. So, let's talk about our attacking players. Mkhitaryan, I said it on Twitter and I'll say it again. Now, you guys know, for me, I've more or less written Mustafi off. You know, I'd be okay if we were to turn around and sell him in January. For me, I don't see anything there in a player. And then there's the next boat, and that's got people like your Granit Xhakas in. And unfortunately, it's now got Mkhitaryan in. I was sceptical because I ain't going to lie to you. I was beating the drum when we swapped Sanchez and got Mkhitaryan in. I'm not going to act like some of the motherfuckers you see online now that will say to you, oh, I told you we got the better end of the deal. I ain't going to tell you that shit because I ain't going to lie to you. When we lost Sanchez, and mind you, I was all for selling Sanchez. But when we lost Sanchez, I'm going to lie to you, I thought we got fucking shafted over. But then he started that game against Everton and got 3 fucking assists, and we were like... And in my mind, I was thinking to myself, Stel, are you sure? like, what is your problem with Mkhitaryan again? And I remember I'll never forget what Stel said. He tweeted me and was just like, all right, just wait. That was all he said. Just wait. And I now start to see it. I ain't really been that impressed with him. And I know that's an unfashionable thing to say because he's close with Uber. So almost by relation, Mkhitaryan gets a pass from a lot of people. I've never been that impressed. I'll be real with you. I think technically there is a player there. But he is damn sure not as a winger. And that for me is why I'm not prepared to write him off just yet. Because for some stupid reason, no matter if it's Wenger or Emre, there's this persistence of playing him in right wing. And yes, I appreciate the irony of what I'm saying, given the fact that I also started Smith Rowe in my 1 to 11 lineup as a number 10. But had I remembered that Mkhitaryan was a thing, even the fact that I forgot about Mkhitaryan shows you how much impact or lack thereof he's made on me. So, had I remembered Mkhitaryan, maybe the way to have gone, surely, would have been to put Mkhitaryan in the middle, because he's the least mobile out of Iwobi, Smith Rowe, and him. So you put the least mobile one as a number 10, you know at least creatively he's going to do something. He just might not be tracking back a lot, but it's fucking Brentford, you don't necessarily need that. And just let him do what he does best. But I'll give him a 5. Honestly, I thought it was, if we're being real here, I thought he was our worst player out there. I've said it. It's our worst player out there. Smith Rowe, I thought, had a very good debut. I liked some of his... I think sometimes he makes some rash decisions, but the guy is 18 years old. I'm not even going to mention it. Do you know what I mean? In fact, I feel bad even saying that this much. But I actually thought a lot of his touches, his play, you can see why people highly rate this kid. You know? I don't think we'll necessarily see the best of him this season. I think maybe next year, maybe he goes on loan next year. I don't know, but you can see this kid has something. You can see it. For me, I'll give him an 8. I really liked his performance, actually. As I liked Alex Iwobi, who I thought was probably our most creative offensive player. Was a constant threat. Hit the crossbar, probably a goal he should have scored, really. That's the part of his game I'd really love to see him get better in, actually scoring goals. And then he becomes undeniable to all his haters. If he scores goals, what the fuck are people going to bitch about? So that's the part I would love to see him get better in. But his contributive play, I'm really enjoying about Alex Iwobi at the moment, and I'd give him an 8 out of 10. Up front, Danny Welbeck was probably man of the match just because I really liked the way he finished both goals, led the line really well. You could always argue Welbeck that maybe he should have had a couple, and he should have had a couple more, but there were a couple of other people really that should have scored too. And I liked his performance, man, so I'll give him a 9 out of 10. As for Emre himself, I thought he picked the right team, brought on the players when they were a threat. I really liked the fact that we had a strong bench. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. In terms of the substitutes, I give Lacazette 7 for scoring. I really liked his goal. I can't even remember the fucking other substitutes. Fucking hell. Oh my gosh, I can't actually remember the other substitutes. Sorry, I had to completely remind myself I accept it. So yeah, Torreira came on for Mkhitaryan. Just shored things up. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he did a good job, just wasn't on for very long. And then Ramsey came on, which I must admit, I was really disappointed for Eddie that he didn't get an opportunity to have fucking 10 minutes out there. The kid hasn't played all season. Does Ramsey need to play in every single fucking game? I must say, I was really disappointed about that. But I'll give him a 5. He wasn't on very long, so you just give him a neutral score. And that was that, people. On to the next one, Watford. And boy, did they fuck things up last night. Gosh. But yeah, they sure did fuck shit up. They were fucking about to win, and I was about to absolutely cream my pants in laughter. And then Spurs with 10 men scored 2 fucking goals out literally in like 3 minutes. You're like, what the fuck? Watford got an equaliser, but then they went on to lose on penalties. It was just like, oh. Anyway, guys, you let me know what you think of my 1 to 10 ratings. Leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, crush, destroy, drop kick the shit out of that like button. You know I appreciate every time you guys do that. And hit that subscribe button. I'll be back tomorrow for doing a preview for the Watford game. And I'll be back on Sunday doing a slightly belated review of the Arsenal versus Watford game. All right, people, I'm out of there. Take care. Deuces.